What up, YouTube? Welcome to another video by yours truly, MWH Gamer. Now, today we're gonna try and solve 7 mystery riddles that only the smartest 5% can solve. Now, I know for a fact I'm not gonna get any of these correct because I'm not that smart, but I thought this would be a fun video. And I'm sure it'll be fun for you guys to guess along what it is. Also, if I remember, I'll put the link to the video in the description, like the video that we're watching here today. So if you want to do that, like if you want to try and do this on your own and then like come back and then watch me like fail, do that. That's fine. Or if you want to try and solve it with me, do that. But anyway, let me make sure the volume is... Okay, volume's all the way up. So, let's start.
Skills with these riddles. After each riddle, you'll be given 15 seconds to find the answer. Here we go. Number 7, jailbreak. Jack is placed in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window positioned so high no one could reach it. The cell is empty except for a shovel. It's hot and dry there, but Jack won't get any food or drink anytime soon. He has only 2 days to break out of the jail. If not, he'll die. We know what you have immediately thought, but no, digging a tunnel is not an option as it will take more than 2 days. So, how should Jack escape the cell? What's your guess? Don't forget, you can pause the video to have more time. How should Jack escape the cell?
Okay.
Know what you have immediately thought, but the cell is empty except for a shovel. 7, jail, reach it. This.
Okay. With the dirt floor.
And only one window positioned so high no one could reach it. The cell is empty except for a shovel.
Okay.
It's hot and dry there, but Jack won't get any food.
It's dry and hot in there, but Jack won't get any food
Or drink
anytime soon. He could reach that. That doesn't look that high, but whatever. The video says he can't reach the window. Oh, crap. Alright.
Soon. He has only 2 days to break out of the jail. If not, he'll die. We know what you have immediately thought, but no, digging a tunnel is not an option as it will take more than 2 days. So, how should Jack escape the cell? What's your guess? Don't forget, you can pause the video to have more time to think.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I doubt he has a cell phone, but I would say, like, he could call someone, but yeah, I doubt he has a cell phone if he's in prison. They probably confiscated that crap. I honestly have no clue. Only a shovel. I mean, like, he's growing food, so, like, maybe the answer is, like, he won't escape the cell. He'll just grow his own food and survive that way. That is my guess, but let's see. Let's see. I don't know.
All set? Here's the answer. Well, the way out for Jack turned out to be a piece of cake. He had to use the shovel to make a pile of dirt under the window, climb on it, and escape from the cell.
Are you kidding?
Seriously, who secures prisoners this way?
You're kidding. It was that simple? Is it even physically possible to pile dirt like that and then climb it? I don't think that's physically possible. Jesus. Okay. I was not expecting that as the answer.
Number 6. A stolen necklace.
Alright.
Mrs. Smith went to the police claiming that her vintage necklace was missing. the woman was upset. When the police arrived, they saw no signs of a break-in, no messed up locks, no misplaced doors. Only one window was broken. There was a total mess inside the house and dirty footprints all over the floor.
Oh,
Surprisingly, the next day, Mrs. Smith was arrested for fraud.
What?
Why?
Wait, okay. So, hold on.
Claiming that her vintage necklace was missing. The woman was upset. When the police arrived, they saw no signs of a break-in, no messed up locks, no misplaced doors.
Okay.
Only one window was broken.
So
There was a total mess inside the house and dirty footprints all over the floor. Surprisingly, the next day, Mrs. Smith was arrested for fraud. Why?
For fraud, okay. And her...
Police claiming that her vintage necklace was missing.
So her... Okay. Well, my guess is that she just broke into her own house, but I think that would be the obvious thing that everyone guesses. Or maybe they want you to be more specific, like was she able to fraud? Yeah, so... Yeah, my guess is that she just, put her feet in the mud. Like, she just stomped around in the mud for a bit so she could have, the footprints. Broke her own window. And just made a mess in her own house and pretended her thing was stolen. So, that's my guess. I know that's, what... I know that's what everyone is obviously gonna think, but I can't come up with anything better, so...
Are you ready there? 5 seconds left.
Alright.
Here's the answer. The police were sure that Mrs. Smith lied to them because the window was broken from the inside. If it had been broken from the outside, little pieces of glass would have been on the room's floor. Number 5, murder at school.
Okay. So they did want you to be specific about, how they knew it was a fraud, I guess. So...
On the first day of the school...
So, murder.
Number 5,
Murder.
Murder at school.
Jesus.
On the first day of the school year, a geography teacher was murdered. The police had as many as 4 suspects. They were the gardener, the math teacher, the coach, and even the school principal. Yeah, I vote for the principal. Now, the sticking point was that they all had alibis. The gardener was cutting bushes. The math teacher was holding a mid-year test. The coach was playing basketball. The principal was in the office. Despite this, the killer was arrested immediately. Can you guess who killed the geography teacher?
Okay, so where principal was in the office, math teacher was holding...
Had alibis. The
What
gardener...
are alibis? Hold on, I need to look this up. What is an alibi?
Here is what I found.
An alibi is a form of defense used in... I was reading that. What is the definition of alibi?
As a noun, it means a claim or piece of evidence that one was elsewhere when an act, typically a criminal one, is alleged to have taken place. Do you
Okay.
want to hear the remainder?
So, the gardener...
gardener was cutting bushes.
Cutting
the math
bushes.
teacher was holding a mid-year test. The coach was playing basketball. The principal was in the office. Despite this, the killer was arrested immediately.
Immediately. Okay. I've got to say the math teacher. Or either the math teacher or the principal. Okay, it's either the math teacher or the principal, so let's see
Can
which
you
one it
guess
is.
who killed the geography teacher and how the police solved the mystery? You have 15
Oh, well, how the police solved the wow. Okay, yeah, I'm so bad at this. I told you I wasn't gonna get any of these right. So, how the police solved the mystery? Let me think. Well, if it was the gardener, which I kind of doubt that it would. Actually, the gardener looks the most like a killer, so I'm gonna say like the gardener had. There was blood on the cutting things, like, you know, the thing he uses to cut the bushes. I'm gonna guess that there was blood on that, or like fingerprints or something. So maybe it was the gardener.
Seconds to find the killer.
Yeah, let's see. I think it's the gardener.
The killer was the math teacher.
Oh.
According to his own words, he was holding a mid-year test, but the crime happened on the first day of the school year.
Oh.
He needs to learn how to lie better, don't you think?
Okay. Oh my god.
Number 4.
Okay, that was clever,
a lonely
actually.
man.
I did say the math teacher at the beginning. I did say either the principal or the math teacher, so technically I was right. But anyway.
A lonely old man lived in his house in the suburbs of a city.
Alright.
He led a quiet life. Perhaps he was a homebody, as he never left his dwelling for long. It was a midsummer Friday when the mailman walked by and called out for the man. There was no answer coming from inside the house. The mailman looked into the window. There was no answer. Summer Friday when the mailman walked by and called out for the man. There was no answer coming from inside the house. The mailman looked into the window and, oh no, saw the man in a pool of blood. When the policeman arrived, he found Tuesday's newspaper, 2 bottles of warm milk, and 1 bottle of cold milk. The next day, the killer was arrested. Do you know how the police found out who it was so quickly? What is your idea?
Okay.
And 1 bottle of cold milk. The next day, the killer was arrested. Do you know how the police found out who it was so quickly?
Wait, okay, so next day.
2 bottles of warm
Tuesday's
milk
newspaper.
and 1 bottle of cold milk.
Okay, I'm gonna guess that Tuesday's newspaper had a section on had a article on the killer that killed this guy, and he left his newspaper behind for some reason. So he's the, so you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like Tuesday's newspaper, he was in Tuesday's newspaper, so when he accidentally left the newspaper at the house, the police were able to find it. That's my guess. And I'm sure the milk has something to do with it, but I can't really think of anything.
The next day, the killer was arrested. Do you know how the police found out who it was so quickly?
Although, like, if it was like because of the newspaper, like they saw his picture in the newspaper, wouldn't they arrest him like the day of the killing? I don't know.
What is your idea?
I'm just gonna assume that I'm correct, even though I'm probably not.
Can you see the answer? It was obviously the mailman. He knew that no one in that house would read a newspaper on Wednesday or Thursday. That's why he came only on Friday.
That doesn't
Number
make
3.
what? That doesn't make sense. He knew that no one in that house would read a newspaper. So Tuesday's new. So So he only came on Tuesdays, basically. But how does that That doesn't make any sense.